Hello.
Hello, hello. Uh, Cooperation between two continents.
Yes, the old one and the newish one,
Let's say. I was never
let's
good at
say.
geography, that's why I'm doing music. Yeah.
So how was your writing process for the truck not truck for the truck? You didn't write the truck. You wrote the song.
Yeah. Well, I
for,
still
for for
remember
some.
that. This was actually the second song we did together. The first one is still unfinished somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We keep forgetting about that one, but I wanted to do. If you remember, you had an instrumental called "Modest Rat," and I was like, I can I can maybe imagine this song, like I can imagine the melody, and you were like, how about you listen to some of my older stuff? Because that's the stuff I think I can make better because I wasn't that good. How about that? I was like, okay, so I created a Spotify playlist, Lou Banger Volume 1, something like that. I had like, I don't know, like maybe 10 tracks, I don't know. And I got to Wine and Crackers and I was like, oh, I guess that could work. Okay, I stopped listening to the playlist. This was like the third track or the fourth. And I recorded it too, and you were like, that's the one. Let's do it.
It's
So,
the one. I remember hearing it for the first time. I was like, this is awesome. Just don't fuck it up.
yeah. And I
So
and I and I
yeah.
sent you like two versions, which were like just me improvising the melody and singing mostly garbage and rubbish and things that don't make sense. A lot of the "I want to be alone," "I want to go home," and all these phrases, which maybe there's a hidden meaning somewhere. But I made two versions. One version was the oh, and the other one was like I wanted to not use that, like go for something else. And then I made a mistake and I sent you the second version where I didn't go for it, but unfortunately I let both of the choruses play at the same time. I sent it to you and
Oh,
I listened to
right.
it. I was playing it to Julie like this is version 1 and then version 2 and I was like, "Oh my god, I made a mistake." And I deleted it and you were like, "Dude, what are you doing? This is the best stuff. Like why are you it's so creative." And I'm like, "It is creative. Yeah, it's also a mistake, but I mean it is creative, I guess." So I think
It's an honest
that's kind of
mistake.
the last chorus. Like I think we went for it in the last chorus, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. I always like it's not that weird, but I always liked when there are like a counter melodies going on and just like more of a just knowing, okay, this is a chorus, looking at the time, it's okay, it's 3 minutes, probably the last one, but just give it something else than like double chorus or
Yeah.
something. It's just, I don't know, I like shit like that. So it was very creative and honest mistake that stayed and made it to the song.
Yeah, well, when there's a mistake, whenever I write music, so when I improvise, I make mistakes, and sometimes these mistakes actually they're sometimes even hard to replicate. You hear something
Yeah.
and you're like, "That's actually cool." Like, what the hell was I thinking? Or sometimes with melodies, I improvise a melody, and I'm like, "Wow, that was cool," and then I can't sing it. I have to like literally find it on the piano. I'm like, "What the hell?" Like it's me. Why can't I do it? And I have to like analyze it, go learn it slowly, and then I can do it. It's like it's strange. I really don't understand it, but
You know what? Surprise, surprise, I'm very much the same. I play something and then I'm like, oh, this is cool. Let's do it again. What did I play? You know? So it's yeah, it happens to me all the time, but I guess that, um you can always kind of like listen back and relearn or kind of find out what you were playing. But there's it's for me it's more about the moment, like something happened, the moment something, a fluke or whatever, something happened and it happened to be like a good part or something memorable or something
yeah,
different and then it's just I would say that like in music creation that's uh the magic of the moment, you know.
yeah,
And if you have something that is like semi-usable and you're having a tough time to recreate it, just use it. Just,
yeah.
I don't know, it's the moment you like it and there's a reason for which you like it and you should go with it. So I used to be more uh like harder on myself when I forgot, and I was just like, oh man, you should remember the chords and stuff. And then I'm like, dude, just I'm not gonna perform this. Just like it's you know,
Hmm.
this is supposed to be was meant to listen to, not to show off on stage or whatever. So I'm not really bugging myself with that anymore. But I can imagine like for singers and songwriters that you are writing something or having melodies or whatever, and now you like it and you cannot recreate it. It's just like pain in the ass.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
here's hoping that you know maybe this is not the most um, how to say it, most vocal athletic song I recorded,
We
but
have few more. We have few more, and there's some
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
actually
It's
I want to
coming.
ask you. I want to ask you, what's the highest note you're singing there? Because that
Uh,
was one of my questions.
in Not Scared.
Yeah.
It's the F, but it's like, is it F5,
F what?
F5, F6? I don't know. It's
F1?
you mean the
No,
highest or the lowest?
no, the highest. It was just like a bad joke.
Ah,
You're gonna deal
yeah.
with it.
I think there is like the low F is in the verse. There's like um, I'm not now. I don't hear the song, so I don't know if I get the key. But full of dread, that dread actually that ends on
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
F, and then there's the high note after the well in the bridge or whatever it is after the second chorus. So that's like I think that's 3 octaves up. So, but it's not really like using 3 octaves. It's really I'm staying in certain range. It's just for that one note I kind of go there, and I just checked out. I was like, what is? Oh, wow, that's actually nice. It's all there. But I'm just analytical like that. I always deconstruct the melodies. Like the chorus starts on G sharp. Oh, I think it's G sharp, F. I think it's like that. I don't remember. Oh. Well, I have the keyboard here, but
All good. People can find it themselves.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We
But
shouldn't
yeah,
tell them notes. Let leave some work for people to do. Yeah. Okay, but talking
nice. I
about the
like it.
writing process, can you remember like coming up with that guitar lick, that main
I
theme?
the, yeah, yeah. Well, the only thing I remember is that I used the some different tuning. I tuned guitar to I think one string was tuned to either like a dominant or sorry, the major or minor third or so. I think it was major third. I don't know. And I put a capo somewhere on the fret and just like tried playing something. I was going like for it was either one string was in different tuning or the whole guitar. I don't really remember. And to me, it was just like, okay, this is new for me now. I really don't like to think about stuff when I don't have to. When I'm in a creative process, it's just like whatever sounds good, I'm going with it. And then when I need to add to that, then I analyze it. Okay, well, what did I actually play so that the next thing kind of makes sense. But that was like just an experiment with different tuning on guitar, and I kind of like it. So I stick with it, and then you listen to it, and now we have song. Without you listening to it, it would be just like another track with 30 views on YouTube, and that's it. So
Almost
thank you.
300. Careful. We're almost there. We're almost to the billion. Yeah.
We're almost there. No, but you know what I mean. It's just like it's a complete song now. If anyone listened to instrumental version, it is a little bit different, just a little bit. But now when you listen to the version that we did, that you wrote lyrics to and melodies, now it's a song.
Hmm.
Now people can relate to the message, to the words, to the melodies and everything. Before that, like all of my instrumentals are meant to be used, you know, by people like yourself and other songwriters. So,
Yeah.
and I'm actually very, very happy that you were able to write such a great song because doesn't happen to me very often that people come over and just like nail it. Like it happens, but not as often as I would like to.
Hmm.
And certainly I struggled with it in the past, so it kind of like puts me in a better perspective. Like, well, people actually can write the songs into my music. It's not just like all whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. You had some bad
So
experience
yeah,
before?
bad. No, it wasn't bad experience. It was more like, when
Yeah.
you write a shitload of music and it's just like not getting used or getting used like very sporadically or just
Yeah.
like part here and there, then just like, well, here is a car, but we only need this little tiny whatever
Hmm.
piece. So here we go. It's just like, uh, I'm very creative. I'm proud of what I do, and I like my shit to be used as it is with not minimal, but when I when I make instrumental tracks, they are like they have a structure, at least in my head or in my session. It's just like verse or pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, whatever. So I make those instrumentals with that in mind. It's more like it's not straightforward for many people, you know.
Mhm.
So that's why I need to reach out for more experienced songwriters, I guess.
Or just someone equally experienced who will maybe have a different point of view, Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But so yeah, the guitar part was that, and then I remember when we kind of like finalized, not finals, but when we had like more of a structure, and I think your student was singing there as well. Then I asked Ran, the friend of mine, to play drums on it. So I
Mhm.
went to his jam space, recorded the drums, and then edited.
Mhm.
So that helped a lot because it gave it more of a live feel, and he changed the drum part a little bit, and it just made more sense. You know, if drummer is drumming, it makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, so that was the like the instrumental, and there was nothing really particular about the song. I was like, sounds nice, whatever. Next one, you know.
Mhm.
And then you listen to it and you're like, song. Okay, well, great.
Yeah, well, I heard it and I liked the theme, and I was like, this is like poppy, and I think that it could
Mhm.
work in that scenario. But I still, like when I first came up with the melody, I was like, isn't it too obvious? Like I felt like this is the melody everybody would come up with in this song. At first I was like, isn't this like what everybody would come up with? But I don't know. Maybe it's just my database of pop music just kind of switched on, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I tried actually for some different ones, but once you create it, it's like, okay, it's there. It's the best I can do, and I think that that was the challenge with the whole song, like riding that line between predictable and cheesy, and between catchy and still kind of original, or something. And I think we managed to stay on that very very thin line, because it's super easy to be cheesy in pop music and just kind of come up with melodies that you've heard many times before, just with different singers and different bands.
Yeah, totally, totally. But I think you nailed it with everything. I was just like super happy with when I've heard it. It's like this is it. I love it.
Yeah,
So yeah.
my favorite thing you said was like, man, you set the bar so high, and now the other two songs we're working on, they're not so good, man. Like they're not so good. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? like, not every song is not scared. Like, yeah, but I remember you were so depressed, and I was like, okay, so I guess my work ended with not scared, and I'm like, everything else is just pure shit and garbage.
No,
Yeah, I
I
know.
didn't mean that.
Yeah, I know. I
But
know.
you know what I meant. Just like
It's obvious. Not scared is more obvious.
it's not that obvious. It's just like everything with that song somehow fell into place,
Hmm.
and just like I don't remember having any. Because when on the other song I have suggestions to melodies and stuff, and we go back and forth, and you have suggestions to music, and we go back and forth and stuff like that. But in this one, I was just like maybe a female singer, but I don't really know what else. Like it's all there. Like everything's there. The performance, the vibe, the feeling, everything is just in the song. So I was like, okay,
And we got the female
just do not
singer.
fuck it up. Sorry,
We actually got the female singer to do the backing vocals.
you actually got a female singer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice voice, yeah. Yeah, I think you set the bar really high and everything was in the song, and it's kind of like it's hard to follow up on something really good. I totally get it. I've been there several times and it's tough. So I think actually it is a good thing that the next song that will be out is different
Hmm. Yeah, every song so far is quite different. I would say, like, it is pop,
from the
but
previous one.
yeah, but it's like saying that we play rock music. You can do a lot of stuff within rock. So pop
Yeah.
is a very broad term. So I think like this was like more, I would say, like radio pop. Like the next song is more
Hmm.
like R&B, indie pop something. After that we have
We'll see.
like Brit pop almost. I don't know. It's all there, and we'll see whatever else we'll tackle well, within like part.
Wow, many genres we can attack.
Yeah,
You sent actually you sent me some EDM song earlier
yeah,
this year. So I love EDM. We're gonna do something.
yeah. It's gonna be turned into a song. And talking about not scared. By the way, here I have this great synth which wasn't used in the song, but it's great. Never.
It's going to be used in another one. But
Hopefully.
let me ask you about so how what is what's your process of like writing lyrics or coming up with a story or whatever is your process look with lyrics? Because I know that you already have two albums.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know what else I can say, but you are working on third one.
yeah,
That is an internal information intel I got from you.
yeah.
So and it's a sequel to the second one and the first one. So you like to at least I think that you like to work in like chronological kind of like way.
Let's say, yeah.
So how was it with this song? Because this is just a song. It's not like a three sequel album. It's just
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's certain freedom in it, like not having a concept to follow, but like just okay, what do I feel like? What do I want to write about? And I think many times, for me, in like 90% of the cases, music comes first, you know.
okay.
And I listened to this track, and I was like, okay, it's got to be a romantic song because I mean, can you imagine like, oh, there's a hunger in the world. Oh, it's like. Uh, dude, you're too happy singing about this. Like no, that's not the way, you know. So
Ah,
I knew that
funny.
it had to
Yeah.
be about love, and I I think that I was struggling a little bit, like trying to come up with something. I think there were more versions, but then I kind of went with the vibe of the verse, like I'm looking up ahead and I'm seeing some struggle or something, and it's like okay, but that's not romantic. Like, I'm seeing the struggle, like who gives a fuck? But then I was like, okay, how about you do, yeah, or maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, how to okay, what about what makes me not scared? Like what makes me not be afraid of that? And I was like, well, I guess my wife, my partner. And then I remembered that we usually say this phrase like just you and me, babe, against the whole world. We say that in English because in Slovak it sounds, I don't know, kind of.
It sounds very Slovak in Slovak.
Yeah. And I thought about this song, and I think that my wife was at that time, I think this was a couple of weeks before she turned 30 in
Okay.
April, and I was like, this could be actually a song about her. This could be almost like a present for her, like appreciation for her, something like that. And I thought about it like just you and me, babe, against the whole world. Like, is there a chance I can actually like put those words like this into the song? And somehow I made it work. Oh, it's just you and me, babe. Yeah, my phone for some reason stopped recording. Why not? You didn't see me, relieving the emotion, but that's fine.
I felt it and I heard it, so
Yeah,
it's almost equal.
that's all that
All
matters.
emotions are equal, all people are equal, all animals are equal, unless they got eaten by the other animals, but
Yeah,
so
yeah. So I
anyway,
think
go ahead.
that's
Sorry.
that's kind of like the thought. It wasn't too difficult to write it, but I think one of the things that I was really focusing on was simplicity. Like I was like, okay,
Mm.
this is not a 26-minute long song about trying to succeed in a metaphorical desert. This is a song that should be simple, should have a simple message, and should be like relatable to anybody. And that was a challenge in its own right because I don't want to write like romantic songs that I don't feel connected to. Like I will write
Mm.
something like, "Oh baby, I see you every day, and I don't know what." It's like I don't feel that way. I'm not gonna write about it. And this was a
That's
romantic
nice.
song where I thought like, okay, I can relate to it because it's actually true for me, and it was something different. I don't think I have written a song like this. No,
Oh
lyrically, I
wow.
mean. So yeah, there's a first time
Okay.
for everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I must say that yeah, your lyrics are uh as you said very relatable and they hit the spot and to be honest with you, I haven't told that to anyone yet, not even yourself. But the second song we working on has also a subject.
Yeah. deeper one,
and
maybe
and it, as you know, for the obvious reasons, it's very hard to work on that song for me right now.
because
You
of the
know,
subject matter.
because of yeah, it
Yeah.
is very it's like yeah. I remember the July and the beginning of the summer break, and I really wanted to get that song done, and then I was listening to it, just I couldn't work on it. Like I can't do it right now. That's why the song is still not done yet, but almost there. It's almost there. I really took like but yeah. So that's the not the main reason, but at least 50% of the reason why I haven't finished the song. It's just like super hard to kind of listen to those words,
Oh,
living the experience of the words, and now just like making it sound. If anything, I want to make this fucking song a death metal as of now
oh,
for the experience.
yeah. I can see
Hell.
that. We can make a death metal version. Yeah, when we get to it.
But
Yeah.
so yeah, what I want to say by that is that you are, at least from my perspective, very picky and caution about like how you use words, what you want to say, how you deliver the message. So I like it.
Thanks. Well,
Yeah.
it's your instrumentals that put me in a mood. They paint pictures, and then if you just like played me the chords, like even with Not Scared, I don't know if I would be like, oh yeah, man, we got it. It's great. No, I would be probably like, dude, like that's the most overused chord progression. Like, can't you come up with anything better? But once I hear the song, and this is what I actually like.
Okay.
I downloaded the track, and you were like, listen up, dude. We can change anything. You want the song longer, it's gonna be longer. You want it shorter, short. You want double chorus, you want pre-chorus, you want me to add a part. We can do anything. We can modulate. You were like, we can do anything, man. And I was like, no, no, no. I actually like the challenge of working within a certain limit. I was like, let's see. I mean, if it doesn't work, obviously we can think about like changing a thing or two. But I was like, I actually kind of like the limit. Like, let's see, because even I think I'm kind of used to the song right now. But I think that when I start singing into the verse, it's probably a little bit odd when I start. Like maybe it should go twice or something. And I think that the theme was like 3 times or 4 times. And like I don't sing in the first time it goes, and then I kind of come in. It sounds natural now, but maybe if somebody would be working, he would be like, okay, let's let it play twice, then I come in, we do it this many times. And I was like, no, it is set, let's use it the way it is. And I don't think lengthwise and structure wise we really changed anything. I think it's exactly like, unlike the next song, which we changed a lot. Yeah.
And we're still not done making changes.
Well, probably, but the lyric video is already down, so I hope that I won't have to change that, because that would be. Yeah.
I mean, lyrically, we are not doing any changes. We might do. I mean, like any change we're gonna do is going to. I don't think it will affect the video in the regard where
Yeah.
it will not be able to be edited or something. Just.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. That is. Yeah, that's very inspiring to hear that. You like to work within the limits and stuff. Even though like as you said, I was open to change stuff and do it. But this is very very appreciated. Yeah, from you because
And that's what I like about you, that it's like there's no ego. It's not like, I wrote it this way, and you do it my way or highway, something like that. No, you're kind of open. If I say like I don't really like this, and you're like, okay, how do you want to do it? And I'm not sure if I'm actually used to an approach like this. Like even in my previous band, I wrote this section. I wrote a song, and it was a very interesting rhythmical section where you had like 7 against 4. It's basically a way to oppose, but this was back when we had guitars, and the whole section like plays twice. And they told me like the second time we played it's the same. I'm like, yeah. No, let's change it. Let's add double bass there, like metal double bass. I'm like, no, because all that rhythmical interestingness is gonna be lost. And they were like, well, we're 3 against 1, democracy. we're gonna do it our way. I'm like, I wrote the song, dude, but no, we had to do it, and I was always pissed when we played it. Then I left the group, I made my record, and it was made in the way I wanted to. So
You know, I get it. I get it. Some songs you just feel that you want, for certain reasons, sound a certain way, and that is, it is democratic and everything, but at the end of the day, there has to be, not a hierarchy, but I would say that like a natural kind of like agreement, or you have to understand that, even though, speaking from my perspective, like I made the music or whatever, I'm not the one who's going to be performing, or I didn't write it for myself. I didn't, anything. So I get it, but I also get your perspective, because you're a singer, you want stuff your way, and you're the one who everybody's looking at, right? So I get it. You want to feel comfortable, you want to feel good on the stage. But also there is like certain, like, pick your fights, like, don't fight for everything just because you can. Just like, sometimes it doesn't really make sense, but there are times where I totally understand. Well, if the other side doesn't understand, well, then there's a conflict. But you know
I mean, sometimes
that
compromises can actually improve the song, but you, I think that you can kind of feel it. Like, okay, if we kind of combine both our ways, it's gonna be better or more interesting. But if you can feel that it's not gonna benefit the song, then I don't know.
yeah,
Usually,
yeah.
musicians say that compromise means that everybody's gonna be left pissed off. But I think that's a worst case scenario. I think usually it can really improve the song, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And at the end of the day, like, it's about having fun. It's about, doing your best, and you are not working against each other. You're working towards like the the good of a song. Like, you want your song to be the best
Yeah.
possible version. Like, I'm 100% certain that everybody in each band wants for their songs to be the best version. And now, just kind of like, you need to know how to communicate. You need to know how to reason your stuff, and you need to know
So the
how to
original
work.
original track was called Wine and Crackers. Why was it called Wine and Crackers? Like,
You know why? I don't even know why. I wasn't drinking wine when I was recording it, and I wasn't
maybe you
eating
were eating
crackers when I was.
crackers.
No, I was
Maybe you wanted
not.
to drink.
Maybe. I don't drink that much. I don't drink that much. I do other stuff. But 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 I think it was the mood of the song. I kind of, like, when the track was in making, I was kind of picturing something romantic, as you described, something nice, something, that gives you a cuddle mood, that you just like, a nice fireplace, and you're just sitting there with your loved one, and somewhere on the cabin, and just like, there is snow outside, and you're just cuddling, and that's just like so nice. So that's how I felt. And actually, like, I feel similar feelings, or like whatever, with each track I make. So it's kind of like, it's a mood. Because, like, I don't write lyrics, I don't write any. I mean, like, I can, but there are other people that do it better. So I just like, why would I do it? But that is the least I can do for the track. Give it a vibe, give it a certain mood, give it a certain something, smell, whatever, and then people like yourself can take it to the next level, right? So, wine and crackers, I guess that was kind of like my kind of romantic image of, if I want to have a nice romantic time with someone I love, it's going to be somewhere, solitude, just two of us, having just like a time, talking about stuff that we like, enjoying the company of each other. And you came with the lyrics that kind of like say that, right?
Well, the
So,
Wine and Crackers, it does sound good. I gotta say that it's like, I mean, if you had wine and pizza or something, it would be like, gee, dude, seriously? But Wine and Crackers, most people would be like, why crackers?
right?
And
I
I
wanted to
mean,
use cheese.
yeah.
Cheese and grapes, but then the song would be like, wine, cheese, and grapes. It's just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that reminds me of one scene in Friends when Joey was in love with his roommate and he was like, I just want to brush her hair and feed her grapes. And Chandler was like, dude, she's not a monkey. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, well, that's true, you know.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even. It's so hard to come up with a song or like track titles for instrumental
Mm.
tracks. It's like, if it.
I love it when
Go ahead.
somebody has an instrumental track and it's like this song is called "Lost in the River" because it like it shows that motion when you are lost in some water. Do you feel that? Nah, dude. No, I don't. I don't see any river in the song. So yeah, I don't know. It can be tricky. I mean, I probably nobody would really say that, but I mean, you have some cruel people out there. So
You do. The two of them are making interview right now.
yeah, but here's the
As
thing,
you can tell.
you as a guitar player, I mean, you, if I remember correctly, you used to have the first jazz band, like the youngest jazz band in Prešov when you were like a teenager or something like that. So I mean, you
Yeah.
must have been used to playing, well, if not solos, then a lot of like stuff. And like, don't you miss it a little bit in like pop songs? I mean, generally don't have guitar solos, like, but they used to. Like, imagine a 3-minute song where there's like a 15 seconds window for a short guitar solo. So far, we don't have a song with that. I mean, hopefully there will be at least one or two. But what's your attitude to this? Like, don't you miss it? Like, there's this little chance to either show off or just a different element or come up with a different melody or something.
Very good question. Very good question. No, I don't have those kind of like needs to express like musically, because for me, like I express myself in the whole song, and it's sometimes when the song needs it or when the song doesn't need it and you don't expect it, then I fucking toss in something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But and I started playing guitar kind of like a younger kid, not the younger, yeah, youngest, like I was like 10 or something, 11, I don't know, so not that young really, but I was never really good at like shredding. Like I can't play fast so that it makes sense. Like I can do like whatever, right? But anybody who plays guitar for 3 years can do that, literally. And I really practice. I practiced a lot. I practiced scales. I practiced whatever licks and what it just
It's
my
not your thing.
hands my hands are designed for one speed,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, and that's the speed. And it's not the speed to be meant for showing off. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like more like a Gilmer kind of way. That is probably like if I should go with two of my favorite guitar players, would be David Gilmer and Carlos Santana, both
Okay.
very melodic, and none of them are like shredders. If
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for shreds, then Guthrie Govan and John Petrucci, but those are like a gods. It's like I want to be Jesus. No, I want to be myself. We already have Jesus,
Yeah.
So and it's so easy, at least that's what I noticed on with people who can shred, like they shred everywhere.
Yeah.
It's almost like their default to show off. It's like without thinking about something like how to start a solo, how to whatever, just like this is how fast I can play. Boom, solo down, next one,
That's like listening to Yngwie Malmsteen. I like a lot of his songs, but you have a ballad and and it's like, what the hell just happened? Like there was some melody, then there were like 3,000 tones in a second, then there was another melody. I mean, it's not really as bad as I painted, but it's like you don't need it everywhere, and
Yeah,
it can be.
you don't
Yeah,
need
I
to ever
mean,
exactly.
yeah.
But you know what? That is my perspective as a music producer. But when I was a guitar player, I wanted to play solos. I wanted to have moments because that was like that was my kind of job in the band. So like if I'm not doing that, like what the fuck am I supposed to do? Play G C D E all the fucking time? Like no, like play it from track. I'm not interested in that.
Mhm.
Maybe like twice in
Yeah.
like live show or something. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's yeah, I don't really miss it, and I look at my guitars. I have three guitars hanging in the wall, on the wall in my studio, and just I literally need just one. So there's other two guitars hanging there. I'm looking at them. I like them. They're super nice. They smell so good. It's so nice to hold them and play, and they sound like everything is great, but I just don't need them. It's like, you know, having three cars and you always drive the one because it's just like that's the one car that you use, and the other two are there like I don't have car, but that's the like
But after
analogy
this song
to
hits off, we're gonna have three cars, and you're gonna be riding one.
three cars in each country, man.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice. So yeah, not really drawn to solo, but there are songs where I have a lick here and there, but you know, I think like me as a guitar player, I'm kind of not done, but for now, there's no reason for me to really into guitar and just like go back to setting up the sounds or just I'm not really interested in playing live. I want to make music with friends and
Hmm.
talented people and have fun. And I kind of have like a I've had enough of live playing. I'm kind of like played stadium, several tours. I'm like I don't need anything else,
See, I haven't
really.
done that, so I would kind of like to experience that. Like, would be cool if
One
we.
day
It would be cool, like these songs. I think that they can be arena songs, but
they are arena songs.
yeah.
They are.
But that's the thing that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good the song is because it's just like that used to be when we were younger and very naive. It was like, oh, I've got the song. This is the song. No, man. Like there's no the song. Like it can be every song, but it's just the quality of the song doesn't determine its success. It's just purely like
Very
sometimes
true.
we have garbage in radios. Sometimes we have songs where you're like, huh, like I probably wouldn't pick this as a single, and somehow it works. So it's all mysterious thing, but not scared. I think it could be. I think a lot of people probably feel the same way from the reactions we've gotten so far. That
Yeah, and it's so nice to hear that people like especially that not the musician friends or whatever who's gonna the kick drum or the bass tone. Just like listen to the fucking song, bro. Like this is not a
just
fucking
like, oh man,
autopsy.
that reverb, and I'm like, who gives a fuck about reverb, man? So what kind of delay was there used in the chorus? I don't know. Listen to the song, man. Like, did you hear the words? That song has words. Delay isn't one of the words in the lyric. Oh, I'm using the analog delay. Oh, it's like, oh man, yeah, that's nice.
What's next after the not scared? You as a face, I guess you're the face of the songs, even though we don't have any like a official picture or there's like nothing. But you're the one singing, so I guess you're the face. So I'm asking the face, what's the next in this project?
Hopefully, the next song that we kind of hinted at, but haven't the song we should not name at this point. That it's gonna be released, and we're
Yeah.
just there's a lot of stuff. I think that we'll probably get to a record, but we're going like one song at a time. So I would really like to see a record maybe in summer next year.
Okay. I think we can do that sooner.
Maybe sooner, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't want to give too harsh of a deadline. But
Yeah.
but yeah, at this point, like we have almost another two songs finished. Then there's a song that you kind of have to work on the instrumental side of. Then there's like another song I have to write a lyric for, so that's five already. Then I have two songs of mine that I was kind of hoping to send to you, and I still haven't worked on them, so there's still a little bit of a work to be done. But I can send them to you. You can create your magical instrumentals around them, and so that would be seven, and the rest of it is probably left to some like whatever you're probably gonna surprise me like, oh, I've got something, let's see if this can work. You send it to me,
Mm.
and well, I don't think there has been a situation where I told you like, dude, no, it doesn't work. Come up
No,
with
there was
something
not
else.
yet. Yeah,
Like
yeah, there was not. But
sometimes.
also,
Okay, go on.
no, just to be fair to you, like you are the rare breed because you listen to like I guess everything except I don't know like a folk songs and country. Like if people knew how much music went through your ears like in your lifespan, it's just like it's insane, I would say. Like so much, so much. And I picture you as not as a listener who plays a playlist and then goes and vacuum the stuff and just like doesn't really listen to like the half of the album, then comes back for 3 songs and skip it because it's just the end of the album, doesn't like it. You really listen to the stuff and you kind of like to lyrics, and so it's
It's close.
I
It's
wouldn't say
bordering a disease. It's almost a disease at this point. So yeah.
no, I wouldn't say boring disease. It's more about it's hard to give you a song that you wouldn't be able to create something over because like your the span of versatility is just like it's all there, like everything from opera to fucking rap, so whatever.
Yeah. Well, you kind of hinted at the third song where I kind of went for rapping. Probably kind of in the first time in my life, and
How did you like it? Are we gonna talk about it after the
yeah,
song
we're
is
gonna
out?
talk about it when we make a video about, and one last thing to say, I really like this. This is basically us. I liked how we said, okay, let's make a short video about this song, and let's make it 10 minutes tops. And I think we're at like, what is it, like 40 minutes at this point, and it's
Yeah,
like
44 minutes. Yeah,
yeah.
but you can edit it. There's a lot of so you can cut all those parts, and we're gonna
Ooh,
be
that's gonna be a
maybe
lot of
like
editing.
we talked about everything song creation related. The only thing we didn't mention was that at the end of the day, it was Harrison from the studio in LA who was working on mixing and mastering, and actually like made the song sound much better than what we had. So that was another person involved in that, and then
Yeah, he was
everything
great.
DIY.
He was
Yeah,
great.
yeah, and working with Harrison was also like seamless. Like he was right on with making the changes, and there was a point where I felt a little bit bad for Harrison just because we were like, could you maybe change the reverb or delay or just like the color and
But I think he nailed
so
it because yeah, he made like 3 revisions of the songs, like well, they're not entirely different. A lot of people would listen to it and they're like, whoa, it's all the same. But we musicians, we know that it's not the same because it matters to us. We know there's a different delay.
exactly.
Oh no, reverb. I think it was. I told him to use a. Yeah, it was me. It was actually me. Yeah, I'm the one. I'm the one. I told him to use. I think I told him to use more natural, less dark reverb, something like that. But I think that it really helped the song because, yeah,
The it was
and
it was in a part where it was exposed
yeah,
and you could really at least but there is a fair line between demo artists like being so used to the sound and then like kind of like letting that go and seeing the other options. And we kind of saw the other option, and I'm sure that if we both like it, we wouldn't make the change. We wouldn't make the change, but we were both like, yeah, this is kind of like too bright, too harsh for the part or whatever. Just can we change something different? Yeah,
yeah.
good. People also don't know that you have an excellent ears on vocal editing chops. So
Me?
that is one thing. You, I must say, Roman hears every single cut, everything, no matter how fade, how your face looking, how like he hears it. So do not try to fuck over Roman
Now
over
you
editing because he's
just made sure that I will not get any work in future. People is like, don't work with him. He's a fucking perfectionist, and it's like, yeah, I drive people crazy, but
no for the good of a project.
sometimes, yes, sometimes. I mean, the way I approach it is like I push it while I can push it, and then I'm like, okay, when the song goes out, like that's it, and I'm probably never touching the song again because like, what's the point? And I just in that time I want to like make sure that well, we're gonna have a video about the next song, and I think there's gonna be a lot more of that because with Not Scared there wasn't really that much of it, but with the next song I can see the trauma already in your life. You're like a part of your soul is dead from the second song. It's like the lyrics, the process, everything. It's like a cursed song almost.
Almost, but it's like let's talk about it because I need to take I need to prepare myself for
Yeah,
that song.
we're gonna talk about it when it's out. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Would you like to add something at the end or?
I think I would like to make this video 30 minutes shorter, but apart from that, apart from that, no, I think we covered everything. And yeah,
Oh
I
man.
just yeah, I'm really interested in the editing process. But maybe if maybe it's the natural conversation that people will kind of find interesting to follow along. And
Also, what was the marketing spend on the song?
how much I spent on the marketing, I would say like 10 hours. It's mostly measured in time, not really in money, I think.
Exactly. That's what I would say. Just yeah, we are not really going into paid promotions and stuff as of now, but maybe in the future. But yeah, it's the last thing that maybe I want to say. Just like you don't need to spend a shitload of money on something that you enjoy making. You just if it's good, it's gonna find its own audience, and people are gonna connect with it. And I kind of like still believe with it, even though the algorithm is working against all of us. But that's it.
Maybe it's gonna happen a little later. Maybe
Or
next year it's gonna be blowing up, and anything can happen. So it's out there in the world. It's living its own life. We'll help it as much as we can. Hopefully, some people will help it too, and we'll just leave it all to chance, I guess.
I guess we should leave it with that.
Yeah, cool.
It was very nice to talking to you, my
Yeah,
friend
you
from
too.
another country.
I like how our 10-minute interview is like an hour long, but I mean, that happens.
That happens to
I
have
just
seven
hope that
minutes.
people are not scared to watch the whole thing.
Well, if they have someone with them, they might not be scared.
Have a nice day. You have a day ahead of you. I have mostly a good night's sleep ahead of me.
Nice.
Yeah, we're
But
at different points in life.